And I know that it's 2 months late, so Fing the book, I'm sorry that it's took a while because I'm like, I love those comments, and I do. I do read them whenever I get them. The disconnect is that I've got so much going on in the course of the day, I can't sometimes sit down and reply whenever I see it. And I'm human, so one thing I suck at is after I read a message, replying to it. The calm before the storm. Order of battles. I remember that. Okay. I've not read any Marketplace books, though Amazon has occasionally recommended it to me. I'm not planning on any new sci-fi series this year, and I think I might be taking up with the Expanse series. Now, my question for Lynette is, are those canon plug-in books for the series on Sci-fi, or is this something completely different? Lynette, when you see this, just let me know. Is it the James A. Corey books? Yeah? 2 months ago. Matthew McConaughey's book. All right. I don't usually read memoirs or biographies of actors, as I rarely look at movies and only watch a few sci-fi/fantasy TV shows, so I've barely watched anything that Matthew McConaughey has been, besides Interstellar, and I do have a friend that would probably love this book, so I'll recommend it to her. Thank you, and I hope that she enjoyed it. If I'm 100% frank, I don't do like autobiographical type things either. Talent 24. I recognize that name. You've commented before. I'm on book 23. The only thing that gets repetitive is all the callouts on the bridge during combat. I don't know what you mean. No, you're right. But overall, it's a good series. Yeah, the Aurora series. Oh my gosh. So you just found the video, huh? Well played. I don't know if I've got all the way through it or not. Jack Birch, 2 months ago. I am a horrible human, Jack. I am sorry. Great review. I found it very insightful. I've just finished the book and I really enjoyed it. I did struggle at times to keep up with what was happening, but I love the concept and physiological questions it raises too. Looking forward to starting the Netflix series now. Okay, so the next comment is from Robert Jackson, 2 months ago. Again, Robert, I'm sorry. I'm a horrible person. It took me so long to respond. Oh, my baby, speaking's easy. I'm in the early part of the book, and I totally loved it. It's a real page-turner, just like the Harry Potter books. Totally fun, whereas most of the novels are boring and a chore to read. For example, I couldn't get into Dune because I found it a dreary chore to read. I can feel that. I agree with you wholeheartedly. 100%. Like and heart. Justin Niza, 2 months ago. My favorite book. Ender's Shadow. Oh, it is such a good book, isn't it? Lynette Edgeworld. Not a series I have started yet, though I do get B.B. Larson recommendations at Audible and Kindle. Have you given up on the Preston and Lincoln Child books? I have not, but I really wish they could rekindle that special love they used to have with Pendergast. I know they had several ebook type releases for the Pendergast saga, but it really turns me off whenever I have to sign up for a bunch of stuff just to get all the material. I've been taking an extended holiday from DP and LC, but maybe it's been long enough for me to jump back into their universe. And I know that's on a different thing altogether, but it's a valid question. Let's see the comment here. Lee Child has never done anything as obvious as Russians and Nazis, but Andrew does nothing interesting with either of them. He's going to have to raise his game if he wants to keep the franchise. Direct to the point. Sincere, and you're not wrong. It would have been cool to have seen, instead of such a large book, maybe a more polished, smaller book that was more direct and to the point. The book was written 60 years ago, and I think that at its time, it was good. It was also Sheckley's first novel, and I tend to be more forgiving of debut novels. I read it in the early 80s, so I do not remember it that well. It probably has not dated well. I know that my favorite work by Sheckley was The Alchemical Marriage of Alice Crompton. Maybe I should put that on a list and find out. I didn't actually look this author up, and I think I said that in the video too. But I agree. Typically, I try not to be too brisk on the debut type novels because, I mean, if they're halfway decent, it's only going to get better. And then the next comment is from Lynette. Lynette, sometimes I think you're the only one that keeps this channel going. Thank you for all the work you put in. And I'm not being sarcastic or mean. I mean, seriously, she's always reaching out to us, and we love her for that. So thank you. She said, I read a lot of Philip K. Dick about 20 and 25 years ago. Ubik is kind of darkly flow my tears, and Policeman said, Man in the High Castle, the Galactic Popular, and his collection of short stories, etc. But I'm not sure about Valis. It does sound familiar. Scanlily Darkly is my favorite. Scanlily Darkly is a very good book. Valis, it reminded me a lot of that, but Valis goes really out the deep side. But if you're familiar with Philip K. Dick, then you're familiar with what I'm getting at there. I'm not exactly sure who that is. This comment has gave me so much joy over the years. War of the Worlds review. Oh, okay, so this one we haven't talked about yet. One of my favorite sci-fi books of all time. I write about it every 5 years for a book written 120 years ago. It has aged very well. And just how good a storyteller Wells was. Yeah, he really was a good storyteller. No film has done it justice, especially when the movies have not included the scene with the thunder. Yeah. I like that part of it, and I like where it was kind of right before, after that, where him and the guy was in the cabin, and they were getting all the provisional stuff. And of course, it made me think of something like Fallout, the game. But and you're completely right. That's been something that's been left out and just looked over. But the same thing with the descriptions that he gives in there. There we go. All right. So a week ago. Oh my goodness, are we already back up to we're back to the top. Finally, we're getting there. All right, Teddy, favorite book, 16 years old, starting from age 9. I've read this 4 times. In Your Shadow. Yeah, it's such a phenomenal read. All right, so Books Rebound. I think you've made a comment before. Is this book new or old? I thought I read his entire catalog as a teenager, but maybe I missed one. I used to love Chuck P. To answer the question, yes, it is a newer book of his, and it is certainly more about writing than it is actually a book that you would expect from Chuck. But it's in his examples of showing from his own life experiences how to accomplish the things he's talking about, to try to show a person how to be a stronger writer. And I think that the way that he approached that was really wise. It was well done. Is it going to be something like Choke? No, but it was insightful, and I enjoyed it a lot because I got to see things from his point of view in some of the life situations that he had been in. So yeah, it was pretty good. Thank you for the comment. And then 2 days ago, I'm not so late on this one, Lynette. I hope I don't give you a stroke whenever I hit the button, because it's been a long time since I've been able to reply to a comment just 2 days late instead of months behind. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and give those there we go. They have the badges. All right, so this one is on Is This Worth Checking Out, which is Consider This, which was the title of Chuck Palahniuk's book. She says she's never read any of Chuck. Well, if you've not read Chuck is a very gritty, in-your-face, make you question everything that you know, and then stand it on its head, show you how it's wrong, and then put it in your ear hole. I mean, he's very, very gritty. Some of the scenes that he's wrote are so very uncomfortable and realistic to read. That's the reason why I enjoy it, because it's like being slapped in the face with a big pile of bologna whenever you're expecting instead to have a honey cracker. Let me see. And then short and sweet feedback review. Oh yeah, I remember that. That was a very short book. And so since I finished this up, thank you so much for the comments. It's much appreciated. I guess I'm doing this because I'm paying the Pied Piper because of how long it took for me to get through those. And the editors are certainly going to pay for it, considering that the source material is 1 hour and 38 minutes long. That's right. Have fun. Thank you guys and gals so much for the comments. It's very much appreciated in a big, big way. It's actually part of the reason why we continue to do what we do, because we enjoy that interaction quite a bit. So if you made it this far, my God, next time I run into you, let me know. And I'll take you over to Bar Louie or something because they got some really good loaded chicken nachos. But besides that, I hope that the week is good to you. I need to get busy. I got so much I got to do today. But be safe. I love you guys. Thank you so much. And you know what to do. Tap dance on that little subscribe button. And thank you. Thank you for the years. Bye-bye.